Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless Y&R spoilers reveal that Victor Newman thinks he knows best for his family. Too often this has led to a disastrous outcome instead of the consequence he wanted. It looks like his latest plot to thwart Klaire could turn out to be a hysterical reversal of fortune for Victor. Here's what to know about how his plan could go sideways. Victor does not like Klaire. Victor has hired Audra Charles Zuleika Silver to break up the burgeoning relationship between Klaire Newman, Haley Aaron, and Kyle Abbott Michael Mueller. What could go wrong? Audra is eager to return to corporate America, and she will with Victor's help, if she can bust up Klaire. Victor thinks that Kyle is no good for his granddaughter, and he knows that Kyle and Audra have a steamy past. In fact, Victor hired them to work together at one point. That didn't work out, but in the meantime they became friends with benefits. Can Audra work her magic again? That's what Victor's counting on. Audra wants to break Kyle. Of course Audra has made a deal with the devil, and there is every reason to believe it will come back to bite her. She doesn't care about that now. Poor, trusting Klaire wants Victor to accept her, but she is in for a rude awakening. Victor accepts what he wants and manipulates the rest. She thinks that she can prove to him that Kyle is the man for her. But Kyle wants more from her than she can give right now, and that's where Audra and her past comes in. Holden Novak Nathan Owens wants to pick up where he left off with her in LA. She isn't interested, or is she? He flirted with Klaire once and neither one seemed too upset by it. At the GCAC, Holden had Klaire try a new drink, the Vesper, and we see this connection going one of two ways. Who will Klaire choose? If Klaire discovers Audra and Kyle hooking up, she will be devastated. Klaire could do revenge sex with Holden to get back at Kyle. Or, if Audra sees these two together in an innocent context, she is sneaky enough to get Holden to do her dirty work. We can see Audra trying to weasel her situation by having Holden set up Kyle to think he did something with Klaire. Tell the truth, isn't this exactly snarky kind of sneak exactly Audra's mo? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y&R right now. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor's plan to ruin Klaire backfires with Audra's shenanigans. It's a stormy week in Genoa City as Victor Newman's latest scheme spirals out of control. The Young and the Restless fans have watched Victor play puppet master for decades, but this time, the strings may be tangled beyond repair. His intent was simple: dismantle the budding relationship between Kyle Abbott and Klaire Grace, dubbed Klaire by fans, before it could disrupt the delicate balance of power. But as always in the world of the rich and ruthless, nothing ever goes quite as planned. And just when Victor thought he had the upper hand, in swoops Audra Charles with her own brand of chaos, sending his entire strategy crashing down around him. The Newman patriarch plays chess with real lives. Victor Newman, the titan of industry and patriarch of the Newman family, has never been one to sit back and watch events unfold. Since Klaire Grace returned to Genoa City with a mysterious new sense of purpose and undeniable chemistry with Kyle Abbott, Victor's been watching from the shadows. What started as a cautious observation turned into active manipulation when he deemed Klaire a threat, not just to the Abbotts but to the Newman legacy itself. Though Klaire has been working hard to redeem herself, especially after her past with Jordan and the manipulation that left the Newmans reeling, Victor remains skeptical. He believes Klaire's presence is a ticking time bomb, and Kyle's involvement only complicates matters. So, he did what he does best: he started pulling strings. Victor reached out to contacts, whispered in Kyle's ear about Klaire's untrustworthy nature, and even tried luring Klaire away with a tempting career opportunity that would take her far from Genoa City. But Klaire stood firm, and Kyle surprised everyone, especially Victor, by standing with her. That alone might have been manageable. But Victor didn't count on Audra Charles stepping in and turning the game on its head. Enter Audra, the queen of shenanigans. Audra Charles, ever the opportunist, caught wind of Victor's machinations and decided to get in on the action. With her finger always on the pulse of Genoa City's gossip and power moves, she saw Victor's plot not as a threat, but as a golden opportunity. Audra has long had her eye on Kyle, romantically, professionally, and strategically. Seeing him growing closer to Klaire ignited a spark of jealousy and ambition. So, with a cocktail of manipulation and charm, she launched her own counterplay. While Victor tried to separate Kyle and Klaire by targeting their loyalties and fears, Audra attacked the heart. She began, accidentally, running into Kyle, reigniting old flames with sly smiles and suggestive comments. Behind the scenes, she planted doubts in Klaire's mind, subtle suggestions that Kyle and she weren't entirely over, that Kyle still had feelings buried deep. Meanwhile, she whispered to Kyle about Klaire's complicated past and her susceptibility to falling under bad influences, subtly suggesting that Klaire could relapse into destructive patterns. Victor watched with approval at first, thinking Audra's interference might help accelerate Klaire's exit. But he underestimated just how far Audra was willing to go. Audra's gambit. A web too tangled. What started as innocent flirtation quickly escalated. Audra orchestrated a staged, intimate, moment between her and Kyle at a Newman party, just enough to make it look like something was rekindling. Klaire, walking in at just the wrong time, saw Kyle helping Audra out of a dress zipper malfunction, her hand lingering on his chest a moment too long. Though Kyle tried to explain, the seed of doubt had been planted. Victor was pleased at the fallout, until Audra turned her gaze toward him. Feeling emboldened, Audra approached Victor directly. She knew he had backed her previous corporate maneuvers, but now she wanted more, a position of power, perhaps even a co-CEO role if she could clean up the Kyle-Klaire situation entirely. Victor balked at her demand, unwilling to give her more control than she deserved. That's when Audra showed her hand. She had been recording her conversations with Victor. Every whispered scheme, every warning he had given about Klaire and Kyle, was now at her fingertips. If he didn't play ball, she'd leak the footage, not just to Klaire and Kyle, but to the media. Victor, caught in a rare moment of vulnerability, had been outmaneuvered. Audra, true to form, had been playing a longer game than anyone realized. Klaire rebuilds, stronger than ever. The immediate aftermath was brutal. Klaire, hurt by Kyle's moment with Audra and reeling from the revelation of Victor's involvement, distanced herself from both. She returned to her therapist, unsure if she was truly ready for the emotional risks of love and trust. Kyle, meanwhile, confronted Audra, who played innocent while tossing veiled barbs about loyalty and weakness. But Genoa City is nothing if not a place of redemption, and Kyle wasn't about to give up. With surprising maturity, he stepped back from the chaos and gave Klaire the space she needed. At the same time, he started putting the pieces together, recognizing that Audra had manipulated both of them for her gain. He reached out to Summer Newman, his ex-wife and someone who still cares for him, to help expose Audra's schemes. Together, they discovered proof of Audra's staged interactions and even managed to retrieve fragments of her recordings, showing how she'd blackmailed Victor. Klaire, seeing Kyle's efforts and sincerity, began to thaw. In an emotional rooftop scene overlooking the city, Kyle poured his heart out, admitting his mistakes, confessing his fear of losing her, and vowing to fight for them if she'd let him. Klaire, moved but cautious, agreed to take things slowly, but this time, on their terms. Victor's reckoning. Newman empire shaken. Victor, usually untouchable, found himself in hot water. Though he managed to keep the recordings from going public, thanks to an 11th-hour maneuver by Michael Baldwin, his reputation within the family took a hit. Nikki, already exhausted from Victor's secretive behavior, demanded accountability. Victoria expressed disappointment, especially considering Klaire's efforts to reconnect with the Newmans. In a rare moment of introspection, Victor admitted he had gone too far. He offered Klaire a sincere apology, awkward and uncomfortable, but genuine. He claimed he acted out of protection for his family, but acknowledged that his methods had crossed a line. Klaire, to her credit, accepted the apology, not for Victor's sake, but for her own growth. She was tired of being painted as the villain. With strength and dignity, she told Victor that his approval was no longer her guiding star, she would forge her own path, with or without the Newman name. What's next? Audra's fallout. Klaire rises. Audra may have won the battle, but the war is far from over. Her blackmail attempt has made her persona non grata among the Newmans, and even Tucker McCall is distancing himself, wary of her unpredictable nature. Her future at Newman Media is uncertain, and whispers of a boardroom coup are swirling. Meanwhile, Kyle and Klaire, reunited under the bright Genoa sun, are becoming one of Genoa City's most compelling couples. Their romance, forged in fire and lies, is beginning anew with honesty and trust. But in a town like this, no peace lasts forever. With enemies circling, secrets still lurking, and new players entering the game, the Klaire love story is only just beginning. Final thought. Victor may have underestimated Klaire Grace, and overestimated Audra Charles. In trying to destroy Klaire, he may have only made them stronger. And as the dominoes continue to fall in Genoa City, one thing is clear, no one manipulates hearts without paying a price. And sometimes, the heart has plans of its own. Stay tuned, because the drama is just heating up. Let me know if you'd like a shorter version or a continuation. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.